the recording. Not gonna do an intro. Let's just go ahead and get into it. Let's see. So what are the questions? I think you said you wanted 1620 on the glaive, right?
Yeah, so main goal, getting 1620 on my glaive. I have almost no bound leap stones. Here, I'll show you my shards. I just swapped to this character to get a gem. Sold.
And you want it in
This,
2 months by Voldice or Voldic.
uh, yeah.
Okay.
Based on when the event on the Jumpstart server ends, we can reasonably assume December 13th is when we'll get our Voldis patch, meaning the week after that is when the dungeon opens, so
Okay.
nine and a
No,
half
that's
weeks.
fair. No, that's fair. It's good logic. So you actually have 10.5 weeks because you could always do it by the end of the first week of the content.
True.
That makes sense. So you have till technically the 20th and not the 13th because you have the 7 days of that week. A lot of people undervalue that because they think they have to get to it by the 13th, but then you're forgetting that you have that whole week of the 13th to farm more materials if you do come up short. Granted, we don't want to plan off that, right? But just food for thought. And actually, I did the count, I think yesterday or the day before in the chat. It's like 10 weeks, not 12 or 13. I did 7 days from the 7th to the 14th, 7th to the 21st, 7th to the 28th. You know what I mean? So, okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look. So you're doing hard mode now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means you're closer to your full set.
Yeah, next week I'll have my full set, so the week after that I can start buying these
Yep,
chests.
so you're already on board. Okay, that'll be a huge help right there. Obviously, do your hard mode and your hard mode Kangol every week on the character, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I
I'll
would
buy my chests
actually,
for those.
I was going to say, I recommend using the gold to buy the chest. And then and this is something that we all forgot about as players and overall community, is back in the day, if you remember correctly, when we were still following that one main multiple alts thing, which you actually still have from looking at your roster, you would get the gold on your alts because you didn't care, and then your main, you would always buy the chest that they needed because you needed the materials. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just a better value most of the time when you do the math. And right now with the Radiant prices, it's definitely a better value. But you have no honor shards, brother. I hate to say it, but you are not in the same place that Andy was.
Yeah, so
Do you have any bound materials anywhere?
all my shards went into this.
That's fair. Do you have any bound materials anywhere?
Nope. I have 8 leap stones.
Fuck.
Uh, some of these. So yeah, I'm gonna have to use unbounds. I'm gonna have to buy my shit with gold and all that. The
What are shard
thing
prices at
I'm
right now?
struggling with is,
Right now, what are
I
shard
guess,
prices for you?
shard prices.
Because you might have to take a week worth of gold just to put into shard prices. And if they're at a low point right now, it might be better for you to do it now than later. Now you're gonna know your region better than I do. I mean that seems pretty good. I'm not gonna lie; those are low prices. In my understanding of all the averages we've ever had, they're not the lowest, but that's actually a lower region. Now you know your region though is that low compared to where it's been at recently.
I mean, yeah, you could just look at the average price compared to the current, but it also really depends on
Can you get a better deal through the Blue Crystal shop? Yeah,
2350.
that's not bad. That's like ours right now. You're pretty much at the same point as us.
Yeah, we're both on the same region, so
Oh, never mind.
fuck, man. Why am I trying to do this all in my head?
Well, just you know where I'm getting at, right? Like you might want to do it while it's cheap. Get your shards. Like if that's your only goal, you don't care about having more 1580s,
uh,
or do you mind
I
waiting? Like it's okay to wait too.
this is probably going to be my next 1580, but I'm just gonna save until I have enough bound mats because I didn't realize it takes like 5,000 bound leaps, and it's a very long grind.
The only reason I'm saying this is the goal that I gave Andy was reasonable and made sense because he had so many bounds on his main 1600. He didn't have bound leaps, but he had a lot of honor shards left. You don't. So
Mm-hmm.
that means that you have to grind this character religiously. Another thing I'd say is don't rest this character. Like actually
Yeah,
don't
I'm
rest
not
this
resting
character.
it.
Um, and do your Una's dailies, but do honor shard Una dailies and not leaps. If you're buying the pirate ship every week too,
No, actually, I forgot to do that this week.
I would. It's a free 250,000 every year. It's not a lot in the grand scheme, but it's whatever, right? And that math might be wrong. I don't remember exactly what I think it was like 250k though. I would
Mm.
do Brel and buy all of the Brel chests, and that sounds crazy, but like it's a lot of honor shards.
Yeah.
You need to max this character out if you want to hit that. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Like you can't. I wouldn't put anything into your alts based on what I'm seeing, and I would take every piece of bound materials and honor shards and everything you get and dump it into this character. I wish you would actually see what you're getting for honor shards. That would have been nice to see.
I can just look it up, but
Yeah, didn't you just get like
I've already
20k?
checked. Those are always worth it
Yeah, you
for
just
the
got like
shards.
20, 30k from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. Plus the bound mats and all the jewelry. So all of her raids, I would buy all of the chests every week. Don't take the chests on some of your alts to make up for the golden difference, right? I don't think gold's going to be your bottleneck based on what we saw yesterday. It was only like 300k. Like gold wasn't the problem going from 1600 to 1620. It was the rest of it. So I don't think gold will be your issue. I think. Oh, you have 7 fucking Esther weapon. Thanks, jeez. I
Oh
don't.
yeah, I just keep buying the bound ones.
I haven't even started that. Maybe I should, but one day. One day. You look like me right now. You didn't have time to clear out the inventory, so you just dumped it in.
Yeah,
um,
I'm just waiting until they add the extra tab for all these battle
the battle
items.
items. I know. I know. That should have already been done. That's okay. We won't keep holding them too accountable. Those are tradable. I wouldn't even worry about those because those are cheap. It's a waste of the pirate coins, actually, in my opinion. The reds, maybe not, but the blues are kind of borderline waste. Um, all right. Where else can we get honor shards? I forget. Have you cleaned out all of your shops? The Akkan shop, everything.
Yeah, I did that a long time ago.
Chaos liner.
Yep.
Okay, so every shop that you can think of right now is cleared.
Guild shop, I guess.
Can be honest, you should PvP. The PvP shop's actually better for honor shards. I would never say this to somebody, but like the
I,
weekends when the PvP picks up a little bit, try to get a couple matches in. That's all I'm saying. Just a
I'd
couple.
honestly rather swipe at that point.
Well,
I fucking hate PvP in this game.
that's fair. No, that's fair too. I know that me and my friend back in the day figured out that if you do like anywhere from 5 to 10 matches, which is not that long, it's like an hour of your time, 5 to 10 matches, you can maintain like a middle status and be able to buy. I think it was like 5 or 6 of the pouches or more every week. So it's just it, and this math is all BS to a degree, but you get what I'm saying. Just food for thought. And
I'm
yeah,
following.
obviously get the guild shop too. I'm just trying to maximize your potential. But yeah, if you have the option of swiping for that hour of time versus the PvP of that hour of time, like so let's say you take like let's say you make $15 an hour, right? And I don't know what you make. You might make more, which makes this better. But if you make $15 an hour, consider taking that 1 hour pay $15 and putting it into the game every week. That's a reasonable concept. You buy coffee every day. Do you know what I mean? Do you buy a soda? Do you buy a sandwich here and there? $15 a week towards honor shards could go a really long way for you. Or you could do the PvP. Genuinely.
Mm-hmm.
Have you cleared out your Rowan shop, which is also kind of suffrage in some ways?
That one's not too bad. I don't know if I have.
So go check your PvP shop real quick. I just want to see what the honor
A
shards look like. I haven't seen that in a long time because I haven't had time to
PvP
do
shop.
anything. It's right
It's
there by the
merchant.
Coliseum in the middle. You can just jump on a horse and go there from there.
Uh,
I loved PvP though. I actually like the PvP in this game. It's crazy. I don't like the island PvP because it's again not equalized, but the equalized PvP filthy. One of the best combat systems in the game. It's exchange materials and then go down. These are just juicy if I remember correctly. Yeah, so right there. Because every week, dude, like, all right, so if I remember correctly, just bear with me. I was able to pull anywhere from 30 to 40k when I was grinding this hard a week of these shards. So I could buy out all of those shards if I wanted to. But to do it the way my friend was doing it, because he hated PvP too, he would literally, I'm telling you, do 5 to 10 matches a week on the weekends with the double XP. And he was able to get, I think, 2 or 3 of the pages of the shards. So go up to the shards again. He was able to get 2 or 3 of those. So let's just say he was only able to get 2. That's 8 pouches times 1,500 a week. So like 12,000 honor shards a week or something like that for an hour of your time. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, just consider it. Like the PvP shop was hands down the best source of honor shards, especially in the early stages of tier 3. Like the PvP monsters, people wondered why they were all so far ahead and all they did was PvP. It's because that shop's cracked. Like, if you PvP and you get enough of these tokens, that shop is cracked. You jealous that I got the top tier one, brother? No, I'm kidding. I was number one on late on for like a month, one of the region times. I grinded hard, like really hard. I was putting in like 10 hours a day in PvP.
I think I might actually end up having to do this.
Justin, listen, you might not even need an hour. I actually don't remember what it was. It was like, because no, it is an hour because it's an hour of the double XP, right? And it's an hour event, so you do an hour of the double XP. And so he came up with a strategy that was better. I used to do the triple elimination one because I would just pick the first character on my Zerker and I would stomp the 3 players as quick as I could, or we'd lose really fast. That was it. So either way, it was a quick match. We got our points and we got the fuck out. But usually, because I was good enough, I would just beat the shit out of the enemy team and then it'd be over with, right? But there was also what he was doing, which I thought was better because he would just go into a rumble version of it, like the free for all version, and he would don't do the proven grounds ones. That's not what we're talking about. It's like a red symbol, the one that we're talking about. Scroll down, you'll probably see it. But the one I'm talking about, he would do the rumble where it's like an 8-man. That one right there, okay. He would do and the competitive matches give you more. So I was doing the comp matches too, if I remember correctly. And team deathmatch is the one where it's 3v3, not elimination. So both of those are going to take you a little bit more time, but you do get more reward for it. The one that he was doing was the one that comes up, I think, tomorrow, or it's the second one of today. It'll be later on today. And what it does is it's like an 8-man free-for-all, and he was actually just, because it's 30 kills to a win, he was just making sure that one guy won. So he would just go find whoever was in the lead and keep feeding them fucking kills. Because it didn't matter, because you would just get the points faster. So his strategy was actually pretty good for it. I hated it. I'm not going to pretend I didn't. And then sometimes he would just go on an AFK in the 8-man because he didn't give a shit, right? So he had a different mentality or approach to it than I did. I was getting more tokens than he was, but he was doing it in a I don't give a fuck about PvP way. So if that's the route that you want to take too, you can. But I will say it's not that difficult to pick the one that I'm talking about, the team elimination one, and then just try to always get the third slot and hope that your team player 1 carries you, or that the enemy team's player 1 stomps all 3 of your guys. So either one of those options will be quick farm. But as long as you do it for about an hour and you do it like every weekend, you'll see kind of growth and returns. At the very beginning of this, you're not going to see a lot of growth or return. I'm going to be honest with you, because it's going to take 1 or 2 weeks to get your status up. Like, you have to get to a certain rank just to even buy those shards. So it's going to take a week or 2 just to get to that threshold. But then once it's rolling, it's one of the best passive incomes that I've ever seen in this game. If not, actually, I would argue this because the guild shop's been changed and nerfed in so many ways. I would argue that the PvP shop's the best passive income you can get in this game now. Straight up. I mean that. Because once you get it rolling, right? Once you get it rolling, here's the cool part. So when I was at the top, right, when I did that like month of hardcore grinding, I actually didn't have to play. There'd be 2 weeks in a row where I wouldn't do any PvP, but I still got like 30, 40,000 tokens, right? So for not doing anything, I still was able to collect 30 or 40,000 tokens for playing 1 or 2 matches just to make sure I stayed active, because you have to stay active with it. And then just imagine that. For playing 2 or 3 matches, I still got 30 or 40,000 tokens that I could buy whatever I wanted with. It's like literally the best passive income in this entire game, in my opinion. But it definitely takes a little bit of initial investment. And honestly, saying this to you right now, I think that's something I need to start reincorporating into my account, because I forgot how much it actually helped my account. In terms of honor shards, too. Like, I didn't even really buy the rest of the shit. Granted, Radiants are probably a good deal too, but it was really all about the honor shards back then. But yeah, see what the shop is. See if you have anything.
Like, right now, shards are the biggest bottleneck this community's facing. I don't know if you've been like around, just seeing like people like us not even giving feedback. It's just pure bitching at this point. It's like, oh, I can't get there with more than 1 character. If you can get there with 1 character, you're fine.
Yeah, you shouldn't even be going
That's
there.
That's an okay amount of shards.
At the end of the day, it's shards you don't have, right? It's just how long would you have to grind to get that? Oh, here you go.
Oh. These don't have a limit.
How quick can you get? No, that's the best part about the shop. But how quick can you get those tokens, I guess, is really what that comes down to.
I can probably buy 1 of those a week just from doing this, if I actually do Tillabik.
If this takes you 30 minutes to an hour to do what we're about to talk about, I gotta be completely real with you. That's 500 for the same time I told you to go do PvP for, what, 12K? Right. Food for thought. We don't know that yet. We don't know if that's the metric, but I'm telling you, PvP is going to be your route. And then not only that, though, like, you also just do the pirate ship. Make sure you should have been doing that. Like anybody who wasn't doing it, that's a huge loss. Like I do that almost religiously every single week on my characters, unless I just can't. That like it really is. It's 5,000 pirate coins for I forget how many, but it's like 5 blue bags or something like that. Like it's 5,000 honor share. It's
Yeah, no, I
huge.
typically always buy them every week. I
Just
just
forgot. Yeah.
forgot this week. But I always do like a check on all my characters before reset, just to make sure I got everything, you know?
And then all event materials and shit that we get for free. Just make sure you're putting all the honor shards into this character, which is obvious. You hit hard.
What the fuck?
It's not worth as much as it used to, but oh, I lied. 2,400 is 2,400. What about that? Fucking, that's crazy, dude. Those went up hard. You were such a stingy fuck. I would have listed that for 23. He's like 2,450.
It'll sell. Every
Brutal.
gold matters, man.
Brutal. You're like my buddy. My buddy used to do that, but he was also really like had gold all the time in this game. He would wait the 2-3 days, even if it took him 2-3 days to sell stuff.
Yeah,
He
I
hated
have
me.
one
He used to see me
accessory
take
I've
like
been...
just keep relisting it.
Yeah, I've been relisting it for almost a month now, but I know it's what it's worth, so when it
Yeah.
sells, it sells.
Do these quests give you rank? No, right? Like you have to do
They
the
give you
actual live
rank.
events.
Yeah, they give you 398 XP and like a few hundred crystals.
Okay, so I need to be doing these then.
Yeah, it literally takes less than 10 minutes to do these. I stopped doing them when I got my legendary
Selector.
selector.
I never got anything from this. I just didn't do it.
Yeah. But
You
yeah,
should
I'm
have.
gonna need to start doing these again just to...
Get the shards.
Yep,
Yep.
there it is.
So you have all the sources of shards that we can possibly think of that you can get right now. I think that's it. Because honestly, if you can't hit that bottleneck, there's no point in even having this conversation. And that's really sad to say this, and I'm so sorry for saying that, but that's the hardest. That is the jump. That is it. Do you know what I mean? That is the one that's going to hit you, if any. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry for that. That does suck. But yeah, I didn't expect to jump on here and see you at 40k shards.
I had 4,000 yesterday before I did my account.
PvP. Wow, that's a lot from a con. If you could get some of that data for me, that would be massive, right? But like, if I'm telling you, PvP is going to be your savior. I mean that because here's the thing: like you could put in more than an hour. You could do both events in the day, like the 2 hours of it, and you might be able to clear out all of the shop like I did. And then in that case, it's not 12,000 a week; it's 24,000 a week. Do you know what I mean? And then again, just keep this in mind that you will get to a point where you'll just have a passive income where you only have to do 5 to 10 matches, like my buddy was doing. Once you're at that point, you only do 5 to 10 matches in the week. You don't even have to play the whole hour. You just do 5 to 10 matches. You get enough tokens. You get enough to maintain your rank, basically. You get enough tokens, and not ranked, but like your tier rank. And if you haven't done PvP, that's a whole other explanation. But you get enough to maintain your rank, and then you just passively get the fucking shards every week. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, no, I get you. I did
PvP is slept on
PvP
hard.
once when I first started playing this game. And that was it.
Well, because it's hard, man. You usually get bullied by a class like a destroyer or something, or a gunland. Like it's hard to compete with like the death blades or the sword. The sorks are the worst actually because they just run away from you the whole time. If I hated PvP, I'm a rager, so like I don't PvP with people because you hear me freaking the fuck out, like freaking the fuck out. So I just I do it, but I don't like it. But that's also why I started doing the eliminations because I'll just kill everybody myself. I don't need a team. Fuck it, or I'll lose, and then that's it. And then I can just sit there and spectate. I always picked one of two slots, first or third, because either I'm third and I get to watch a whole fight and do nothing and go fuck off, or I'm first and I get to fuck everybody up real quick and it's over with, or I die and I still get to spectate the whole thing. Never pick in the middle. Always pick first or last. That's the trick, or my trick at least. I shouldn't say the trick, but my trick.
God, I fucking hate fighting these AI.
They're fucking strong, but I mean you're like one tapping them, so. Yeah, I definitely got to do this. I didn't know you got faction XP. Did they change that? Because I don't think when it first came out you got faction XP for this.
No, I only ever did this. I only ever did a Tulabik once in my life.
And you're senior captain. That's like the highest you can get, right? I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's
so
the
I
highest you
need to
can
do
get
this.
without doing Tulabik, I believe.
You have to do Tolobek to go above that?
Yeah, but you don't need to at all.
Okay. No, I won't. I'm just... Because I only want a couple things out of there. I want the engravings, obviously. and I want the legendary selector. Although I have LOS 30, I could still use the card on like Lost
Oh
Twin
my
Cliff.
god.
Do you know what I mean?
Hey, fuck these guys.
Oh, that's a dope alt.
Yeah, people call it the mini
Your
spirit
glaive skin
bomb.
is sexy too. I'm not gonna lie. Like your weapon is so shiny.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I like
That's
that.
one of the main reasons I pushed it, because I don't like the earlier glows.
That's
Because
got
this
an
is the same
Assassin's
as
Creed vibe to it.
the glow's the same as the plus 20 Braille glow. I was like, okay, I can live with that. I do want to push this one more eye level, probably sometime after I get my elixirs. Because
I'd wait. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe wait a little bit.
yeah, I have no reason to push my weapon. Like,
You have a leg up when it comes to Voldice if we can get you to 1620 because you have your weapon over leveled, right? So because your weapon is over leveled, you'll actually be able to, like I know you have static, so you won't be getting gate kept anyways, but you'll actually like the one time I support people leveling their weapon at a ratio like this is when you are going for the hardest content because that damage is going to help you out, right?
yeah,
Granted, having the extra armor levels also helps you out because if you take a hit, you don't take as hard a hit, but whatever. You know, you got to pick one. I would pick the damage and just be a good fucking player and avoid damage, right? Like that's the ideal setting. So, in your case, I actually fully
oh my
support doing that, right?
god.
The glaive is like not a good character for these guys. Also, you're just getting beat up though.
Yeah, like kind of 1v3.
I mean, this is
Oh
good
my
content.
god.
You die.
This happens a lot. That's one of the main reasons I fucking hated doing this.
Yeah, I don't. I gotta be honest. The Zerker kind of bullies them. I think you're killing the wrong ads though too. Maybe don't go where the Gunlancer is. Go find like the Deathblade or something, and go bully the Deathblade or something.
So I don't think it has to be in this circle, but this is like,
There's three of them in a spot. I see what you're doing. Yeah, I get
yeah.
why you picked here. Whatever, it's over with. That's fucking crazy though. You just got beat up. That was so satisfying. I'm not gonna lie. Not bad though. So all right, are we that yours was kind of quick and easy because you can't really do anything at the moment. I mean, we could go talk about trying to push up a different character and get materials that way, but because you're short on honor shards, no, like you really do have a different plan than he does. He's gonna come up short on radiance. You're gonna come up short on honor shards, and not by a little bit, by like a massive fucking margin. So we can't
Mhm.
really do anything for you. Yeah, that's fucking jeez.
I still can't buy these,
But
but
you can do that's a daily, isn't it? Though.
these are weeklies, the quests.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they're mainly for XP.
Okay.
Uh, these events here, they give the most, I believe, but
So maybe do one of those. It's like a 20-minute
yeah.
event. If people are still doing it, then it's definitely in your value. But wait, go back to that shop though. I really don't. Please just do the fucking PvP. Because was there anything more than that for honor shards? Like you got those little chests that gave you a little bit,
Yeah,
which in
these
my opinion
chests
were better
here.
value than don't spend your first 4,500 on those other shards. Because go to the other one, exchange materials. It's 4,500 for those. Instead of spending the 4,800 there, go buy the 5K chest first. Because it had like
Hmm.
7 of those bags in it, I think. Other one. Yeah,
Yeah.
see, it had 7. So buy those first.
Hmm.
And then once those are gone, then go back to the other one and start buying those.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah. I
are you
was
happy
like,
with that? Go ahead.
yeah, I think I'm gonna just start doing PvP, and that way I can get 11 more leap stones too. That way, because of the weekly.
Yeah, dude. The PvP shop is fucking cracked. Like it really is, though. And
That's
the way
7
we
leaps.
figured that out, the way we figured that out,
Let me
and the
see.
honor shards. Look at the honor shards. I
Yeah.
mean, I still think these need to be changed and give us a little bit more for what we're doing. But
Yeah. No, I'm of the belief that dailies just need to go away.
I don't know. I don't want them to go away. They just need to make the weekly 7x whatever the dailies are. Make them valued at higher. Because the dailies are kind of important in a weird way because they have the rest bonus applied for a player like me who can't play every day. Like, if it wasn't for the dailies in some senses having rested, I wouldn't be able to keep up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's.
No, that's like all of my alts just generate 10 leaps a day just from doing the rested.
And think about the low paying slaves, right? Do you really want to lose daily low pangs? You know what I mean? The rest aspect? Like, it's really nice to jump on a character and just get 270k silver or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? Just food for thought. Like I do not agree with anybody that wants dailies removed. I do agree that we need to make the ratios better. Like a weekly challenge, make it harder. Maybe don't make it 6 guardians. Maybe make it a little bit more challenging to obtain. But the rewards fucking shit. The reward's just so bad. Yeah, that's it. I'm actually yours is like the shortest video. I'm gonna end this.
Yeah.
Because we know what you got to do, and I think that